Hello there gang, and welcome to Displaying Model Behavior. We just had a Hasbro Pulse live stream. They revealed a whole bunch of awesome action figures, so let's talk about them. First of all, we're going over to the Spider-Man animated side of things, which honestly, I'm not a big fan of, but hey, people must be buying them because they're making a whole bunch of them. We've got another couple of 2-packs. First of all, we've got Doctor Strange and Morbius, and I will say that at least they are going full on with the animated design. Because when I saw Morbius, I thought, you're not just repainting this guy again, are you? Because they just re-released him a year ago. But no, this looks like a full, brand new animated Morbius, and you can just see him there going, I need the plasma with my weird hand-sucky things. That was always so bizarre. They didn't want to have vampires biting people in a kid's cartoon, but he could have these gross body horror little leech things on his hands. That was way creepier, but the figure looks okay. And then we've got a different Doctor Strange. We've got this animated Doctor Strange who's super bright and colorful with his kind of lavender looking t-shirt that he's wearing. I think honestly, the Doctor Strange that came out a couple of years ago, or even just a year and a half ago, I lose track of time, but that is actually my chef's kiss greatest Marvel legend ever made. True story. And this one looks like a fair, not upgrade, but reinterpretation of the character. So if you're going all in, you want that animated Spider-Man 90s line, these guys are going to be great additions. It's a shame that we probably won't get a Punisher because he fits into that Morbius story perfectly. But these two guys together, they look pretty good. Then we get a couple of single-release retro card Spider-Man figures, and this is where my attention starts to pick up. First up, we got the Prowler, Hobie Brown, and this looks really good. Again, 2 different heads, I love it. You got the classic Prowler head and you got the unmasked Hobie head. That's awesome. And I won't linger on him too long because I want to get to the one I'm really excited about. But I'll certainly say that Prowler looks like a fair upgrade to the one that came out several years ago. So I might have to grab that because he does look kind of cool. But then we got Carnage, and oh my goodness, look, I know we've had a lot of Carnages in the past, but this, it looks like this is the ultimate version of the character. I think they've just really, the maniacal, crazy look of the symbiote's face, I can't tell you the comic book artist, but I recognize it. It's straight out of the Marvel Comics, the recent Marvel Comics, possibly the Carnage series itself, because he's had an ongoing series for the last few years. But this is, boom, they've done it. You nailed it. Fantastic work, guys. I love it. This looks so good. With the weapons, with the sickle and the blades, looks so badass. I mean, I just got a new Carnage figure, but this, I think this looks great. I really do. What do I keep saying every 5 minutes? Marvel Legends are back, baby. But genuinely, I think Marvel Legends are back, baby. This looks really, really cool. I love this. This looks so awesome. Gang, if you enjoy model behavior and you want to help out the show, then you can do by going over to Into the AM and picking up any one of their many random, awesome, badass graphic design t-shirts. You can get 10% off your order if you click the link in the description below. They're doing bundles of 3 t-shirts for $60 minus the 10% you get for going through model behavior. So you can support the channel, get yourself a badass looking set of t-shirts, and if you do, then let me know, because hey, we'll be t-shirt bros, and that's kind of fun. All right, back to the reveals. Guys, in my haste to make this video, I almost forgot. They did a whole other 2-pack. In keeping with the Captain America and Falcon that are coming out, they're doing Baron Zemo and Arnim Zola. I had to make sure I pronounced Arnim Zola right. But it's the old school Baron Zemo. It's the tea cozy on the head type mask Baron Zemo. This is, again, it's retro classic Marvel Comics. I dig it. I'm not going to linger too long because I don't want to disturb my neighbors. But again, it's another 2-pack that makes sense and looks really good too. I love their modern Baron Zemo that they did. The Thunderbolts Baron Zemo, he's great. But this old school one, whew, for you connoisseurs of classic Marvel Comics, this 2-pack looks really fun. Really, really fun. Then we got another 2-pack, and an interesting 2-pack. This is Spider-Man and Wolverine in their blue and black Fantastic Four gear. This is kind of interesting. I never read these issues, so I don't really know what the story is or who officially makes up the other 2 members. Was this a retread of the Joe Fixit Ghost Rider foursome, or was it with Franklin and Valeria? I need to double check that, because actually, funnily enough, I've got to admit, I haven't had a chance to watch the whole Hasbro Pulse live stream. I was out having a leaving do for a friend of mine, and I left an Osaka strip club at 1:30 in the morning to do this video, and that's just when they get good. So I hope you enjoy it. But this 2-pack, the actual sculpts of these characters, they look decent. I'm not going to need it. This is certainly what falls under surplus to requirements for me. But my goodness, they look bright, bold, and popping. So I can't be mad. They look decent. Well done, guys. I think Spidey, I was going to say Spidey in particular, but Wolverine in particular too. They both look kind of nice. And they weren't slowing down, because next we have a S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack. This is another one for the hardcore old school comic fans, and that's why I'm here. That's why I love this. So we got Nick Fury, we got Sharon Carter, and for the first time in Marvel Legends form, I think, we have Dum Dum Dugan. I'm gonna say Harry Dum Dum Dugan. Is it Harry? I think so. Nonetheless, this 3-pack, it's a 3-pack that makes sense. For a start, I was gonna say I have no problem. I have less of a problem with 3-packs and multi-packs that make sense. This makes sense. If you're collecting S.H.I.E.L.D., of course you'll want Nick Fury, of course you'll want Dum Dum Dugan. So seeing them all together, it reminds me of just what an incredible rich lineage we have in Marvel Comics, how far back things go, what great characters we have, and again, I rag on Marvel Legends all the time, I get that. But at the same time, for all their faults, of which there are plenty, they're also a company that are giving us a brand new Dum Dum Dugan figure in the year of our Lord 2024. That's kind of crazy, because who else is going to make a Dum Dum Dugan figure? You? Well, I'd like to see it, pal. Actually, genuinely, I would if you're a customizer. You'd probably do a good job. Yeah, go for it. Why am I going off on this tangent? This looks real nice. So yeah, again, double thumbs up. Well done, guys. It's a great looking 3-pack. And now to round things off, kind of the main event, we have a full wave reveal. And it's an interesting wave. I gotta say, the Zabu wave. I always thought it was Zabu, but there we are. So first of all, we got the Red Widow, part of the Crimson Guard, I think, but I'm really not very familiar with this character. I think a bit more modern, so I can't really call too much about her or whether or not it's a good representation. It probably is, because to be honest, Hasbro have kind of been killing it in this regard. So yeah, she's a cool, sinister looking Red Widow, I suppose. But yeah, she looks fine, looks decent. I kind of like her. Then we've got ourselves Superior Iron Man. This is kind of cool. You had my curiosity, now you have my attention. So this is basically Tony Stark as the most dickish version of himself. When the Marvel Universe had an axis inversion and the good became the bad become the good, and I just lived my life like I should, we got dickhead Tony Stark, where he is just the most insufferable, quite evil human being. It's really, really cool. It's a great story. And he has this silver kind of armor that he sports, and this is that. And you know what? It also looks pretty good too. Now, a genuinely huge one for so many people. Finally, Wolfsbane. I had to pronounce that very carefully because it's a bit of a tongue twister. Wolfsbane. Again, like this whole wave here, I can just say it as a blanket statement. They all look really good. They do. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. She looks terrific. So is it X Factor? Yeah, it's X Factor, not X Force. So there you go, that's X Factor completed now. I think, I dare say, I'm pretty sure that's the classic core X Factor team done, and that's, you know what, I'm calling that a win. Great to see She looks the business. She really does. Now we just need Feral for X-Force, and then we got all our Wolfie ladies. Then we got ourselves a fine-looking Kazar with a couple of different hands, couple of different weapons, pinless body, and of course this is the Zabu wave. So of course you're going to need Kazar to go with him. And this, yeah, it's just a kind of a generic jungle man, but he looks the business. He looks the part, and it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to, and they also left us without a Kazar to put on our shelf for a while. There was a 3-pack, I think, with Kazar, Shanna, and Zabu. Whereas now we've got the 2 of them, so maybe we might get a Shanna somewhere down the line. I don't know. But in the meantime, though, say Zabu, and Kazar together, yeah, they're gonna look nice on the shelf. Now the biggest one for me from the wave. The name's Cable. He's from the future. That's what I always heard him say in the cartoon show. This 90s Cable. Marvel versus Capcom Cable. Oh, yes, 1,000,000% yes. Hasbro. Also, I didn't say before, but this kind of goes for pretty much all the human faces, I think. Bravo. Just bravo. The faces are just so good, man. The human faces, honestly, better than the high-end companies, like better than Mezco. I genuinely think Mezco human faces look a little bit odd. Better than Mafex, better than Figure Arts. I prefer the style over the Figure Arts style. I love what they're doing, man. This Cable with the 90s kind of boy band looking hair, the glowing eye, just everything about him just screams Marvel versus Capcom, 90s nostalgia. That's what I'm talking about. If I get nothing else from this wave, I'll probably have to get Cable. Now we got Black Winter Thor, and this is kind of a fun surprise for me because I didn't know what this character was, but people basically told me that it was Herald of Galactus Thor, but kind of black and dark. And I was thinking, just going to be a boring repaint? And the answer is no, not at all. They've done some extra work on this guy. The flowing locks, it looks like a more high-end figure. And look, we're getting charged prices that are creeping up to be more high-end prices, and that always kind of stuck in my craw a bit. But when we're getting figures that look like this, with Build-A-Figures as well, Hasbro, I'm not saying you're spoiling us, because we're paying money for it. But you're giving us, it feels like more of a quid pro quo. For the last couple of years, I've been met with more disappointment from my Marvel Legends purchases than I have been satisfaction. Whereas this, it feels like if I got this and I opened it, I'd be like, yes, this is worth the money. This Thor is worth the money, I think, by the looks of things. This makes me happy to report on. This is good stuff. Representing the Eternals now, we have Icarus, or what looks like the 6th member of the Von Erich family. He's got a very Von Erich look to him, I think. But what that means is that he has a very human-looking face, which is exactly what I want to see, but with a slightly comic book sort of twist, exaggeration. He looks like he's just jumping off the comic book page. That's what you want. I love this costume. I think, stop me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a big Eternals fan, but this is a modern version of his costume. But it's a modern version of his costume that is designed to look like just a slightly tweaked version of his real classic old Kirby sort of look. Is that right? Or is that just complete nonsense? It might be. What's not nonsense is, though, what I can objectively say is that he's a good-looking action figure. Not a whole load of accessories to get excited about, but just a great-looking cosmic Marvel legend. I think that's going to make a lot of... And then finally we have Zabu himself. And this is an interesting one. The Build-A-Figure looks fine. It looks good. It looks decent, even. But I don't think people are going to feel like they necessarily have to get this Build-A-Figure if they don't want to buy the other figures to complete him. Because honestly, if you want a saber-toothed tiger toy, you could probably find one, even just like a little plastic static model in most kids' toy shops and things like that. I don't think it's too hard to come by. Go to the Natural History Museum, you'll probably find one you can put next to Kazar. So if you're missing a Zabu torso or a leg, you might go, you know what? I'll just go onto Amazon and buy a saber-tooth model. And that's the dangerous thing. With this particular wave, it's a very mishmash. It's a very mishmash wave. I love the fact it's all comics. So don't worry, Hasbro. I'm loving the fact it's all comics and you're not mixing in MCU or weird video game tie-ins or anything. It's just comic book stuff. That's great. But out of interest, what exactly does Superior Iron Man, Kazar, Icarus, Cable from the 90s, what did they have in common? What was the theme? That's what I want to ask you. What was the theme of this wave? Randomness, I think, might be the case. But what I will say is that there are no duds. I really don't think there are any duds in this wave. So there's a lot to appreciate about it. And finally, we got a little tease of what will be coming soon, which is a dagger, what looks like a caveman style dagger, an old sort of Stone Age weapon that's been put together. I got nothing. Avengers 1 million BC? I mean, that would be an interesting line to do, because it looks like a caveman sort of weapon, and so that could fit with the Avengers 1 million BC sort of theme. However, I'm sure that while I'm making this video, there are probably thousands of people online already putting up what the correct answer is, but Muggins over here is missing it. But that's it. So folks, that does it for my recap of the Hasbro Pulse stream. I gotta say, they have a couple of gems in there. For me, Cable and Carnage. Those ones are guarantees, absolutely. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that I think just generally, it's fun. This is a fun set of reveals, but what do you think about them? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more and you want to support the channel, then you can go over to Into the AM, pick yourself up one of these badass t-shirts or a different design. They have a lot to choose from. You can deck out your wardrobe, look like $1 million, and help support model behavior. So I'd really appreciate that. Or you know what? If you don't want to do that, save your money, buy some of those Marvel Legends as well. Because honestly, I think they deserve to be sold because they've put in some good work in this. 2024, man, this is the year that Marvel Legends get back on track, and I love to see it. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.